Hey, welcome back. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that I'm back too. I took a little week off from making videos to just kind of rest and recalibrate and recharge, which I really deeply, deeply needed. So I feel ready to go. Woohoo. But yeah, so this is also just kind of, I was thinking about this, that this is like a permission slip or reminder to also just honor your body and take things off your plate if you can, you know, that remember remember to give yourself a little bit of room to breathe and relax and have fun and remember things that bring you joy. So even amidst whatever's going on in life, right? And the world is a lot right now. And I feel like the people who connect here are sensitive creatures, sensitive souls. And so, yeah, taking a little bit of time. So that is my permission to you. Scoop stuff off that plate. And this is just, I love doing readings with everybody here. And I'm super excited because I I got another deck. Yep, I did. Yeah, every time I get one, I'm just like, okay, that's the end. Don't need any more decks. But then sure enough, I mean, come on. This is what we do here on this channel. I pull cards and we talk to spirit through different decks and illustrations, and I love it. I just love it. So today I'll be pulling from the Archetypes deck, the Wild Unknown Archetypes, and this is by Kim Kranz. She's really awesome, very deep soul herself. And I absolutely love the storytelling that she has at the beginning of this, where she really just dives in and talks about what was going on in her life at the time she made these, and it's just a beautiful story. So anyway, there's that. I have been wanting these for some time, and I finally went for it and got them. So, yeah, the piece that I actually am interested in is, first of all, it's like, well, what is an archetype? And you can jump in and yeah, really, really learn a lot by reading Carl Jung's work, because he basically devoted his life to learning about archetypes and understanding them and unpacking what they are in our psychology. But for me, what I feel that they are, I do feel like each of them are alive, that these are concepts, ideas, things sometimes that have deep, deep memory in our unconscious, and we don't even know where the story began. Like, where did the story of, let's just, yeah, I don't know. Where did the story of the shaman begin? Like, we really just don't know. Who was the first shaman? We don't know. So, anyway, um, but that if you take a look at the diamond, the idea of all the multi-facets, that each of us are a facet, a unique reflection of source energy. And how beautiful is that? And that all the facets actually connect and join together in one, in the diamond, in this metaphor, but that we actually hold all of the archetypes. And there isn't a number of archetypes, it's infinite. As soon as you think, oh, there are 800 archetypes, then there'll be more, 800 more. So there is an infinite amount of archetypes. And so it's just fascinating. It really gets you to dive into your inner mystic to understand and know which ones, which facets are coming out, and which ones are alive in you right now today. So I'm going to pull from this deck just so that we can get an even deeper, richer reading today, because I like to go deep. So yeah, so we'll pull from that. And let's see. Oh, yes. And I wanted to show you, since the veil is quite thin, we're going into the thinning of the veil time of year here up in the northern hemisphere. And it is the time where we really start to merge and communicate more with our ancestors and spirit guides and our higher selves. This is the time where the unseen and the seen kind of melt and weave together tighter. So I crafted a bunch of candles, and I gave them to people at the fair, and many of them came home with me because I think I needed to share them with you guys and burn them as our healing candles here. So this one is dedicated to dream, and that we remember our dreams and that we build a relationship with our dream language, which I feel speaks to us in archetypes, that the symbols and the metaphors are so rich in that dream tapestry. And we begin to learn more and more and more about ourselves when we start to unpack what they drew, what they mean. And yeah, so I sat one night and just wrote down these different poems, and not really poems, just like writings. But this one says, shifting sands, drifting in and through. Time is soft. The knowing is clear. I remember. Dream seed. And this one is really dedicated to us remembering, and when we wake up, that we can start to really begin more of a deeper relationship with dream. So, and in that same notion of the veil is thin, dreaming can be very potent at this time, that working with our ancestors is also very, very potent as well. And I have always loved the quote of that our ancestors dreamed us, that like we are the dream of our ancestors. And that makes me feel special, right? I mean, isn't that just beautiful that we are living here and walking and talking and moving around because of all of these people that came before us, that worked and loved and continued on one way or the other through any of, like, all of the different challenges that they faced and the joys and the celebrations, and here we are today. So yeah, so it's simultaneous, ancestor work, dream work woven together. Yeah, so let's just jump into the reading. Let's see, what is it that the guides and the ancestors want to tell us today. So let's just drop into our body with just a couple breaths and just tune in. Raise your inner, like, antennas, that this reading be valuable to you and what you need to know right now. And let's begin with pulling an archetype. Just one archetype instead of half the deck. So guides, please, please, please. Wow, I would like to see one archetype. They're vocal, aren't they? But then again, I feel like on this channel, the guides are very chatty. Ooh, ooh, interesting. The mask. The mask. Oof. Wow. So, and I love how one side is this rainbow watercolor, and then this other side is this dark, striated, radiating energy coming from the dark. And one side is illuminated, and this other half of the face, where the other half of the face is just void, darkness. Because I love to honor the people that make their cards. I do really love to read what people, the makers, the artists, the mystics that make the cards have to say about their own card. So if I can find this mask, here we go. It says, we often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice, embody others' limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. It is likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to face forward into this perception, bending time. Trust it. And I can't help but think of this October, right? We're in October. Halloween is coming up very soon. Maybe many of you are either parents or you yourself will be going to these different events where you get to dress up. You get to be someone else, or you get to see your children dress up and go out trick-or-treating when everybody's wearing different versions of who they could be. And there's a lot of magic and artistry and mystery. Like, who is that underneath the mask? And I do love that the way that she put it is a permission to play with the unknown and to explore the different facets of who you could be. And that this is actually a time where the world is invited to play. Like, we're invited to run out into the streets at night and explore, our neighborhoods at night and get treats for it. We get rewarded for it, right? So, how fun is that? But on a deeper level, what kind of mask would you make to show your poet side? Or if you were going to make a mask of your totem animal, what would that be? And could you actually make it? Like, actually maybe dig into your art supplies, do some paper mache, get messy with this project, because this actually invites those primal parts of you to come out. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to actually play with this in a whole new way. The flip side would be, what piece are you hiding from the world because you're afraid that they will see this glorious light that's underneath? Because, perhaps taking off different masks. Remember at the beginning how it was all about like the permission to take things off your plate? Well, this is also taking versions of yourself off that right now it's a time of shedding as well, like with all the leaves falling and it's harvest. We collect the things that will nurture us through winter, but we're also letting compost all the things that have run their course. So come on. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in a little more. Let's see. I'm going to pull from my Starseed Oracle, which I love so much. The Starseed Oracle. So let's go ahead and ask the guides, what is it that you would like us to know about our masks? What would you like us to know about our masks? Yes, yes. Jump in, jump in. And on the bottom, it says Andromeda energy, adventure, say yes to change. That's pretty cool. I love that this is also like a big eyeball. And here the eyes are closed, or perhaps they're open. It's hard to tell. Vacant eyes. Maybe actually it's the eye is you know, a window, and when you put your face in, you see your eye. But yeah, but jump in. Jump in. So this is interesting. Andromeda energy is what's popping out for me. And Andromeda energy, what I know of that star system and of that energy when we embody it here, is that it is a very artistic kind of shape-shifting energy. It's that energy of the chameleon. It's the energy of water that is being tumbled out of a glass and being caught by different pools and reservoirs and taking shape however which way it is contained. And so Andromeda energy mingled with jump in is that, in order to explore these different versions of ourself, the different masks, ones that we choose to wear because we want different parts of ourselves to be seen, or that we have been wearing and we know that we're wearing them just to hide. So that Andromeda energy is reminding us to I'm trying to articulate this because it's coming in fast. So I'll just slow it down so I can hear it properly. In order to do this, I'm glad that you guys are just hanging out with me, because sometimes this is a big message and I'm trying to unpack it gently. Andromeda energy is big. It's a big galaxy. It's huge. The energy itself is everything, all of it at once. In order for us here on the humanscape to actually move and be with that Andromedan shape-shifting energy, we need to know our center. We need to know, see how it's like the center of the eye and then the center here of the mask. We need to know ourselves. And the way that this is coming across for me is that the difference between the light aspect and the shadow aspect of this archetype, the mask, is that we are in the shadow aspect when we don't know ourselves and we're wearing many, many masks to create an illusion of confidence, or of us being a certain way so that we can meet the needs of others that we come along with in our path. And that when we wear that kind of mask, it's a suffocating mask and it's not one that serves us or anyone else. But when we know ourselves and we know the shape-shifting quality of our mystic nature, and we put on different masks to explore our nature deeper, and we actually do it in the spirit of excitement and curiosity and play, like with Halloween, for instance, then it's in its light aspect. We actually learn more about ourselves when we put on different pieces. And when you put on a cat mask and suddenly you're getting all, like kitty cat with it. Or if you put on, a demon mask and suddenly you're just, you're in that crazy ferocity, like explore your shadow. And why not? It's one of those things, like we're here on the human plane to explore all the pieces of ourselves. But to do it actually in a way that is serving us so that we know more of ourselves deeper. So I love that. I love that. Love that. So I would love to reach in and grab um, one of the, oops, upside down, the angels and oracle, ancestors cards. Yeah. Because yeah, I'm also just being reminded of, this time of year where, we do explore our shadow to the depths, right? There's haunted houses and, people like are putting all kinds of like straight up scary stuff in their yard. And it's not that it I feel like it's in the spirit and the essence of that was to explore our shadow in a way that we can be safe with it. How can we explore our shadows through play? And how can we actually understand them on a more primal and intrinsic level so that we can actually reach into that depth and we can reach into that void and pull out the shiny bits of ourselves that are really important in the shadow. And yeah, so I just, like I said, the archetypes are old. We don't know where this notion of the mask started. But let's see, let's actually get a guide. Ooh, okay. Okay. So take a look at the guide that is coming through. We got two. We have the Knight. I love that that's kind of a play on words. The Knight. But it says, be brave, be honest. In order to dance with the void, like the light and darkness of this mask archetype, we do need to be brave because it does actually require us to look deep within ourselves and find out who we are. And look at how this knight, he's there, he's quietly, introspectively holding this sword of truth. And I feel like having this guide on our side is a version of knowing that we are safe and we are protected, and that the dark and the night and the shadow are not things that are there to hurt us, but they're there for us to explore. And if we know that we are safe and we are protected by this like knight in shining armor, that we can actually dare to be that brave. And brave doesn't mean that there's an absence of fear. It just means that you see the fear and you decide to keep walking. And so there he is standing right in the mouth too of this empty space. I feel like this could be a temple or a cathedral. So he is definitely guarding a holy place. And look at how the rose is stationed out front, reminding of us of, our ever-changing, blooming phase and of, the mother, like that mother archetype is nestled in with the rose energy. He guards and protects what is sacred. So I feel like we are being offered a safety net to explore our masks. And then the eagle, the animal. So it looks like I don't need to pull an animal card today. But the eagle, and it says, see from a higher perspective. And kind of like that idea of, making a mask to honor like, a sacred animal of yours. Let's say like, one of your sacred totem animals is like a panther, making a mask of a panther so that you can really feel like what is that panther energy offering you, what happens to your body when you put this on. There is an entire shamanic practice just of wearing masks in ceremony, and it's fascinating. And also different um like what is the word that I'm trying to find? People have used masks forever in across all different mystical traditions. So wearing masks is I don't know. So, but getting a higher perspective, zooming out a little bit, when you are the one creating this mask, the eagle is here to offer that eye of truth and of knowing. Why are you creating that mask? Is it to explore yourself deeper, or is it to hide? So, yeah. And this eagle will find the truth and will go dive deep for it. So, yeah. I absolutely love this. This is a really fun reading. I'm like getting all like But let's also go ahead. We got an animal. So we have an eagle, and the eagle came forth to help us with that higher perspective. So I would love to get a crystal that can help us understand the different pieces of our mask energy. And look at that. Look at who popped out. Moonstone. A moonstone is such a perfect stone for this time of year too, because it really is just like the ever cycling phases of the moon, which are our ever cycling phases. Like like some moments of your life, you will be in a warrior mask, and other days you'll be in a jester mask, and all these different parts of ourselves that come forward in different parts of our life. And moonstone is what shines and reflects these different qualities of ourself back to ourself. It is a very powerful stone. And so if you are a very sensitive, emotional creature, wearing moonstone, let's say you are out in a very busy event, like you take it to a concert, and there you are wearing your moonstone. If you are a very sensitive person, you will probably feel the emotions of everyone in the concert hall. And that might be actually a rush, and it might be fun. There may be instances where that is less fun. So just being mindful that moonstone is an amplifier of emotional energy, and that maybe pairing this with a grounding stone would be a good idea. And I'm being shown again these two pieces. The moonstone with its iridescence really is this quality, and then pairing it with something that will also ground you into your body so that you can discern, unpack, and integrate the information that's coming through from this helper stone. But we'll go ahead and read the moonstone as well. And it says, Mama Moon rules the waters, pulling the tide and singing to the ebb and flow within our own watery bodies. As the moon's accolade, forgive me, moonstone holds the mystery of water, teaching us to swim in our own depths and find our own rhythm of waxing and waning. When you feel disoriented by new places or experiences, or when the pull of modernity has taken you away from the mysteries of the natural realms, Moonstone will guide you back. She is a stone for the journey from dark to light, from inner to outer, from winter to summer, steadfast in her gentle assertion that everything comes around again, flowing with life's tides. She assures you you will lead to renewal. Okay. I love that. And so this entire reading really is giving us permission to explore these different ever changing phases of ourself. And so the mask is here to ask, what phase are you in right now? And this is a reflective question of You know, it takes some time to be honest with yourself about what phase are you in. I recently reached out to one of my old dear friends, and I got a response from her that was so interesting. And it had been some time since we had talked, but she said, I'm in a no talking phase. And this is a friend of mine who's very, very like, I mean, I know her to be a super extrovert, super like just on all the time and in just such an amazing, powerful, beautiful way. And for her to say, I'm in a no talking phase. And I thought that was beautiful to really, first of all, be that honest, not just with yourself, but also with your friend. Like that easily could have been misconstrued or taken the wrong way by me, thinking, oh, she doesn't like me. She doesn't want to talk to me anymore. But that's not the way I took it at all. I actually realized that she was being her true self. And she was saying, I'm really just in an introverted phase right now. And I'm really not in the mood to be chatty. I just need to be quiet. And to be quiet, I need to be by myself. And I think that right there is illuminating the different phases of ourselves. You know, are you in an extroverted phase? Are you in an introverted phase? Are you what kind of animal would you embody right now? And what kind of persona is coming to the forefront in your life these days? And is that who you want to be out there running the show? Or is there another piece of you that has been asking for your attention? And so, you know, I definitely say if you have a moonstone or, you know, to build a relationship, even you don't need, I never say you need to go running out buying stuff. Even just having a picture off of the internet or a crystal book, seeing moonstone, you can start to build that relationship and it will illuminate these different archetypes within us. So moonstone. And I also just, I strongly recommend having something to pair that with that is grounding because it illuminates, and sometimes what is illuminated are things that we are hiding from. So yeah, so being gentle with the process and taking it slow. So I think that is that for our reading today, which I am happy with it. I thought that was really cool, especially this part of just like, you know, the permission to just jump in, have fun, jump in and explore that you are safe and you are protected um, at this time to do it. Of course, you know, within your own reasonable, use your common sense, of course. But let's go ahead and light our dream candle. Light our candle. And I'll put our reading right here under this amethyst. And the amethyst is purple, like this candle, and there's even little amethysts in the candle as well. So we'll go ahead and light that for each of us. If I can find a match. There we go. And I'll read the poem or the little thing again, which says, shifting sands, drifting in and through. Time is soft, the knowing is clear. I remember, dream seed. And so just dropping your intention into this candle that it be really anchored by those amethyst stones right now to dream into these different ideas of yourself, these different masks that you wear. And then amethyst is also deeply protective. And so like seeing this little outer shell, like wrapping yourself in a um an energy of just well-being and safety as you explore these different pieces of yourself, and know that your ancestors are supporting you, and really excited to see what you learn about yourself, because as you learn about yourself, you're probably learning more about them without really knowing it. So, okay, my friends, that's that for the reading. So I do hope to see you again. And yeah, I think that might be all I've got today. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Great. Bye.